Okay. Hello. Testing, testing. I have just gotten my tire on my trailer replaced here at the Loves in Berlin, New Mexico. It's a little late start on my day by about an hour and a half to 2 hours, but you got to do what you got to do. It was a retread, and the tread decided to come off of the tire in one piece, but it was the outside tire, rather than come off the truck and into the road, it went to the inside, which is kind of weird. I was able to limp it in here, which I was very fortunate, and I got right into the shop and he replaced the tire. No muss, no fuss. Trailer tires are relatively easy to replace. Tractor tires, especially mine, because I have the double wide ones, are a little bit more difficult, and when they go, they're a little bit more problematic. My trailer is only hauling 4,000 pounds, which is next to nothing for a semi. So with dual tires, you figure not just dual tires, but you figure 4 on each side, total of 8 tires. The remaining 3 can hold the weight just fine. So now I'm getting back on the road here. And of course the company pays for their own trailer tires, and they have that kind of money to make those kind of decisions. Come on, people. Alright, it's my turn. See, Mr. Little Kia must not think he's driving a Kia, because he rushed out there like he was gonna crash my truck. That's how truck accidents happen. Just like with people. And I guess it's because people are the ones driving. People tend to think that they're bigger and badder than they are. And so they roll up on things where a wise man would tread carefully. And when they get behind the wheel of the car, they drive just like they live. They think their little cars have right of way when there's a big giant stop sign sitting right there, and you see me coming out clearly before you. Since you guys, this is the 360 video, so you can clearly see he wasn't there. But I guess he thought he was just gonna run it. Well, yeah, you'll run it and run right into the side of this truck. You're not gonna survive the ordeal. I'm gonna come out smelling like a rose. And I got cameras all over this truck, so they're gonna get you in 4K doing something stupid. And I'm not talking the camera I'm using to film this with either. This truck has 2 rear-facing cameras, 2 forward-facing cameras, low light capabilities, 4K, 30 frames a second, and that's just on the cameras on the truck. And I told somebody once before, they transmit directly back to the company, so there's no film or card to take out. Now, of course, I have a dash cam, and it has a chip in it that I can review right now. But the company is going to get all the video from all the aspects. So this is how stupid drivers are. But you say drivers, but drivers are people. And the stupidity that the driver displays is human stupidity. So this is what I got on an excuse one to play with my gear, because I haven't hooked this gear up in quite some time, and it's my chance to use it. Never mind my mess back there. I was talking earlier with a young man, say his name, Enrique. He's got a good heart, and he reminds me a lot of my son, James, who's a lot older. Enrique's 24. My son is soon to turn 40, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm not. He's soon to turn 40. James, my son, has the heart of a lion. I mean, he cares so much Where he falls is in that line between, as I made a post, where the rubber meets the road. And sometimes when the rubber meets the road, it gets squirrely, it loses its way, it loses traction, it's out of alignment. And the metaphor is the rubber being the man, the man, and the road being the task at hand. And how that man is prepared as the rubber to meet the task at hand, whatever the task, whatever the road, be it a icy road, a wet road, a off road, paved road, hot road, cold road, blah, blah, blah. The man, being the rubber, has to be taught to meet these different roads. And I was talking to Enrique, and I had told Enrique, he was telling me a problem he had, and he was commenting on someone. And I said, Enrique, you have to understand that everything you feel, you're guilty of yourself. And he said, well, how is that possible? I said, Enrique, I think you're a good kid. Because he's like 24. And unfortunately, ladies, he's taken. But he's got a good heart. He wants to do the right thing. He wants to come into his ownership of manhood his own way. And it's always got to be your own way. But he's failing like so many other young people. Honor. I can describe it for you, but will it be your definition of the word? And my definition of the word is a diligence to serve, a diligence to make a difference, to stand in the way of harm, to stand Horatio. No, to stand on the bridge alone and defend it. Even though you know you may not survive it, and it may not turn the tide of battle, but as in one of my books, here I stand, I can do no more. And I've had this ideology almost all of my life, and I have strived to be at one with it, at peace with it, at harmony with it. And there has been stumbling on my road. There has been strengthening in that rubber. And I've always been this way. He had asked me, he said, well, do I ever lie? Which was the thing in contention that we were talking about. And I said, Enrique, I think you have a great heart. And I think you are a good man, a good young man. And I said, you do believe me when I say that? And of course, he would go off. I said, drop your panties. This is a yes or no question. Do you believe that I think you're a good man? And so he stopped and he said, yes. I said, that being said, you do lie. I said, don't get it twisted. Two things can be true at once. As in everything I say, as in everything in life, two things can be true at once. And I said, you do lie. When do I lie? The amazing thing is that he's not self-aware enough to understand his own failings. This is where we're failing young men, young women, young people of this planet. You have to be more self-aware than that. And I said, to give you a hint, Enrique, every time I've said to you, stop thinking with your panties. Women might see that as derogatory. I really don't care. The way men talk to each other has nothing to do with you ladies. And if you can't understand that, then just stay out of it. And I say, youth talk in circles. If I start a conversation saying, I don't like peanut butter, and then I talk for 3 minutes, and at the end of the 3 minutes, I eat peanut butter, I just went in a circle. Logic is linear. It is not circular. If I say I don't like peanut butter, no matter how long I talk, at the end of that discussion, I don't like peanut butter. Now I can be long-winded, like I am right now. My mother has told me this, so I have to accept it. But I'm still going in a straight line. Might be a long-ass line, but it's still straight. And it could be wrong, but it is straight. If you convince me or give me enough doubt, then I'm going to have to course correct. But that correction should never come in the form of 360 degrees. I can think, yeah, I haven't tried all forms of peanut butter. Maybe one day I'll try creamy. And then I'll try it. And then if it ever comes up in a discussion, I will always and forever say, for the longest time I couldn't stand peanut butter. Until my friend Enrique told me about peanut butter, creamy, and I tried it. That is called accountability. That is called correction. That is called not listening to my own voice to the absence of any reason. I can be wrong. And you can talk to me and you can give me your logic and I can share it and I can think on it and I can change my mind. Everyone can. This is what I think is all a part of honor. On my honor, I swear to protect you. I will move heaven and earth. And I will not give up my vow without a fight. I'm twice divorced. I gave up neither one of my marriages without trying every single thing under the sun. Marriage number one, she would have been cool as long as I let her have her affairs. Well, that's unacceptable. I tried every way I could to convince her, just don't do it. Stay with the family. Stay with me. Like you hear in the movies that draw men's hearts. Stay with me. Stay in this fight. We will win. These things, although they get our blood pumping like a Top Gun movie, like come to think of it, when Tom Cruise, when they were going to shut down the program because no one could do it, he just got in the plane, didn't tell anybody, flew out to the range, and as the admiral is giving his, this was impossible, it was all a mistake, and we're canceling. Meanwhile, Tom Cruise is on the range, opening up the range, setting the timer, and he did it. Now, we all know that's Hollywood, but that's the kind of thing that gets men's blood pumping. It speaks to our honor, that long dead thing in us that is overlooked. Okay, I went on a very long tangent. Back to honesty. So he said, when have I ever lied? I said, anytime I've told you to put your panties and stop talking with your panties, it's because you were lying. And I do it as a kind of joke, and we laugh. And if you lay bone skin, not for you ladies, but he laughs, and we laugh, we get a laugh out of it. I'm hoping he evaluates the situation that I say it in. Now, he's still a good kid. Man, young man, however y'all want to say that. Because I got a troll that came at me because he can't understand the way men speak. And he's supposed to be a man. I'm thinking he's got a little bit too much estrogen in him. This is the way men talk. If you don't like it, change the channel. But I don't need your comments. But if you got a comment to help me help other people, maybe to change my language or be more understandable, oh, please, by all means, let's talk about it. Because I don't think that my way of speaking is the end all be all, and it ain't funny to everybody. Got it. But the troll is a demon, and I say demon because A human, he was every time he typed, he was wrong. Only a demon would keep typing in the face of that much incorrectness. He was never right. A human would try to be right at least once or twice. A demon has another mission in life. Now, I call him a high-ranking demon. He's actually a low-ranking demon because a high-ranking demon will attempt, once again, to at least be right once. He wasn't even trying to be right, so he a low-level demon. He ain't never going to get that promotion. So that's my side note, because I know the troll is probably watching now. He actually thought he could tell people who know me and tell on me as though they don't know. How dumb could you be? But anyway, back to Enrique. And these are conversations I also have with my son, so they're not one-offs. He asked me, do I ever lie? And this is the crux. I know I went along with it. This is the crux. I told him no. And I have to think about that because, I reevaluate what I said. That's not 100% correct. Yes, I have lied. Yes, I will lie in the future. You can always parse it out and say, well, I lied for a good reason. You could say that. You could. And you're not necessarily wrong. You could say, I lie to save people's feelings. Whatever reason you have for lying, you're still lying. So, this is my mea culpa to Enrique. Yes, I do lie. Saving grace for this is he doesn't pay attention to anything long enough to actually see this or listen to it long enough to hear the apology. So pretty much I'm apologizing, but I'm not. I am explaining. Mansplaining. I discovered long ago when I was a teenager that some people aren't worth lying to. And some people are. And I've gone back and forth on, do you lie to people who don't matter to you because they don't matter? Or do you lie to people you care about because you care about them? And different people come up with different answers on that. And I've also heard the boisterous, I don't lie to anyone. Oh, okay, maybe you don't. But I am a different species of human. I know I have lied, even if I can't put my finger on exactly when. I will tell people that I have faith that you can do this. Even though part of me is seeing their future is like, they're not going to make it. But I want them to try. And I won't be the one to tell them, you're not going to make it. I want to, but I can't. So it's kind of like when the doctor, of course, in those sane dick-jerking movies that we men love so much, when the doctor says to the patient, yes, you're going to grow up and be president. All the while, he knows that the kid's lower half isn't there, and he's going to bleed out. And he feels he can't tell him. So I've done that. And I've done it for noble reasons. I've done it for less than noble reasons. So, yes, I do lie. And yes, trying to be funny, I lie all the time. I'm the king of Spain. Well, that's a lie. But I want to make you laugh. I want to make you smile. So, yes, I will. And that's not going to stop. I'm not a Vulcan, although I do ascribe to logic over most things. And I think logic has a place in emotions, in relationships, but it must be metered with your heart. And it is hard to reconcile that in honor. My particular ideology of honor, it can be reconciled. It will be reconciled. This is my pledge. But Enrique's isn't necessarily mine. My son's is not necessarily mine. I talk to my son, James, and I tell him all the time, I'm like, everything you hear me say is an example for you. Take it as you will. throw it out, mutilate it, mutate it, reshape it, make it work for you. But let's not forget that main key: make it work. If it doesn't work, then you need to change it. My example can be used as a base. I've made many a mistake in my life. But even while making those mistakes, I still held true to my honor. I love my wife. She cheated. I still love my wife. I fought to keep it together. I still love my wife. But when it came time to amputate, love or no love, she got amputated. Now, she asked for it, so she got it. Does she regret it? You're goddamn right she does. Can I do anything for her? No. Do I still love her? Yes. Love is an emotion. It does not dictate everything that I do. My honor dictates everything that I do. I will move heaven and earth for my first wife. But she decided to not be on earth. So she's on her own. Feelings be damned. I had a second wife. Now this second wife was everything that I readjusted, reevaluated, redirected my linear logic, my purpose, my road. And I adjusted the rubber, me. Softened some parts, hardened some parts, realigned, made a better version of me, not for a woman, although the woman in my life would benefit by the things that I corrected. And I found another mate, a companion. She meant more to me. I guess you can say more, although my first one gave me my 3 wonderful children. In a different way, she meant more to me. And when it turned out I was the only person who had that ideology, which, yes, I did ask. Yes, a lot. As long-winded as I am here now, do you honestly think I kept silent on a second marriage? You should see my wedding video. I tried. I tried to know everything I could know going into it. I tried to eliminate as much risk as I possibly could. Oh, and by the way, Enrique, if you lasted this long, God bless you. But you can, hey, soldier, you don't have to stay because you're not married. You hear that, ladies? He's not married. He's got a girlfriend, so watch him. I gave it my all, and I tried everything to be ready beforehand. No, I did not get a prenup. I was not that bright. Well, I was that bright. I was stubborn. I didn't want to do it. And so, my second marriage, we would finish each other's sentences. We were on what seemed to be, and everything I say now is what it seemed to be at that time. We seemed to be on the same sheet of music, as it were. The rubber met the road, and the road seemed understandable. It didn't mean that I was always right, because I wasn't. It didn't mean that she was always right, because she wasn't. It didn't mean that we always found middle ground, because we didn't. Sometimes we did it her way, just for the sake of doing it her way. It's like, that's not going to work. Okay, you still want to do it? All right, let's do it. And then when it comes out wrong, maybe next time you listen to me, I don't know. And then sometimes it would go the other way. The only difference is, because I'm a man and honorable, I would clearly look at her and say, you know what? That was done wrong. Next time, we're doing it your way. And I still do that to this day with women, men, it doesn't matter. I admit my mistakes. So when that came to an end, I learned that you can never know enough. Because if the other person you're dealing with has no honor and sorry ladies, you don't really understand the subject, then they will always throw your honor away, because to them, there's no significance to it. Like, we don't understand the significance to a lot of things that ladies do. And because of that, we glance over it, we don't give it its proper weight. But those are few and far between. Not understanding a man's honor will lead you, be you a man or a woman, to ruin more times than anything else. The easiest way to get somebody to crash out, try to disgrace them. And you say, oh, it's just your ego. All right, call it what you like, you feminists. But go ahead and treat it like garbage. There won't be many feminists left to stand when you do that. Because for all your blustering, your lips flapping and all that good shit, be you male or female, honorable men outnumber people who don't understand the concept. And just like bear cubs yiping, or chihuahuas yiping around Great Danes, the old adage of fuck around and find out becomes very clear. It might not be done right, it might not be done fair, but it will be done. Tread lightly. So, I learned that the understanding I thought existed didn't. I found out that everything I thought I knew was all an act. And yes, I was told that. I'm not pulling this out of my ass. I was directly told. I never did. But just saying it was all an act. I don't, which means you never grew into the act. And I don't want to anymore. Which means it doesn't really matter whether I did right, wrong, or indifferent. They were never on my side. They don't want to be on my side. And they're tired of acting. So at that, my honor dictates, because everything I said was real. I loved my second wife. I moved heaven and earth for her. She decided not to be on earth. I presently took my assignment, saluted, and divorced her. When it comes time to do the amputation, when the rubber meets the road, I am the man for the task. I will amputate. It will pain me. I will suffer and I will feel pain, and I will not go quietly into that good night because of my honor. But as I said to Enrique, I don't lie. For the most part, I have lied. I will lie again. But for the most part, to my honor, I do not. I told someone once, I do not suffer drunkards. I do not suffer heretics. And I do not suffer demons. So once I classify you as a demon, not just somebody who's wrong, but somebody whose main purpose is to bring mankind, or me in particular, to bring me under. That's a demon. That is the work of a demon. High-ranking demons would be my second wife, as much as I love her. She sought out for destruction with the act. She didn't have to do that. She could have just went her own way. But she decided, no, I want to stick around and ruin this man. Because why not? A heretic, I'm not going to get into what my religion is. Someone tried to pin me on that. And no, it's not for your ears, because most of you are heretics anyway. And demons. I'm not going to give you that kind of firepower. Did it once. I learned my lesson. I told her, if you keep talking on a subject that you don't know anything about, you know nothing about, but you're insulting. If you don't change the subject, you're blasphemous and a heretic. And it doesn't matter whether you understand it, believe it, agree with it. I don't care. I teach you to stop. If you choose not to, then that means you're a heretic. I called her a demon. She broke out in tears, and I said, you know what? I don't think you're a demon. Demons don't really have heart like that. But you are a heretic. Because I asked you more than once to stop, change the subject, and you continue. You just want to insult my beliefs. You want to insult my devotion to my beliefs. For no better reason than the fact that this particular person is lost. Absolutely lost. And one thing lost people like to do is they like to bring other people down with them. And this is what they were doing. When I say she, not a romantic, no. Just somebody who's got family ties to me. But I'm sorry, family ties are not a suicide pact. I've told more than one family member, I don't know who you think you're dealing with, but the delusion that you live in, I'm not joining it. If you don't like the reality that I paint, you ain't got to join it either. But I'm not joining yours, and that's fine. And there's been more than one family member I don't speak to for that self-same reason. Enrique, I don't lie. And I'm doing this, I'm saying this to come clean and test my equipment. I always have multiple reasons to do anything. And God, there was a sign given to me by my tire, and I can explain to you why it was a sign, but half of you don't care, half of you aren't going to watch this anyway. But the way it blew and the circumstances and everything. So I'm hoping that I've cleared the air, I've checked myself, lowered my arrogance. Yes, I'm still arrogant, but lowered it. Pay attention, words matter. That I lowered my arrogance. I do lie, Enrique. I have lied, Enrique. I will lie again, Enrique. I am honest in my beliefs. I am honest in what I say to you. I'm honest in what I say to everyone. I may joke around. I may exaggerate, which to me an exaggeration is a side road on the way to a lie. I will do these things. I will repent. I am sorry. If you caught me in a lie, I'm shocked because you don't pay that much attention. I'm as honest as I can be. I guess it's the best way for me to say it. Long-winded as this was, I am as honest as I can be. I am as logical as a human can be. I still make mistakes and I try to fix them in a logical manner. I still have emotions and I try to temper them with logic. If I'm mad, since we're talking about my son, if I'm mad at my son, I try to remember he is his own man. He will do things that I disagree with. He may even step on toes on my side because he thinks he did the right thing. I will hear him out. I will chew him out, but I will hear him out and I will allow. I will forgive. I will look past. Enrique, I have been mad at you before. You probably never knew it. And there's one time in particular you absolutely knew. But yet I was called upon to witness to you, to minister to you, to praise and pray blessings into you because you needed it more than me. Of course, I kicked myself later because I'm like, I was supposed to be mad. But you needed it. And you're a man, a young man who can grow up to be a strong man. And if I can help in any way in that respect, it is my duty to do so. I'm going to give some shout outs to Ask an Older Man, Paul Ankins. I was on a panel and the discussion was, what can we say to the younger people so that they do not fall in our same pitfalls? Paul, this is what I do. This is what I try. Pass, fail, or indifferent is here I stand. I can do no more. To Anton Daniels of the Anton Daniels channel, Millionaire Morning Show, love it. He is younger than me. Paul is my age. Anton is younger than me. And maybe he gets through to more people. He's got more followers than I ever will. So be it. He is called to say what he says. He is called to do. Why didn't you guys tell me that? I'm dehydrated. And this is what happens when I talk. Sorry if I don't know how this looks. I tell my son, I think a lot like Anton Daniels, but slightly different. When my rubber meets my road, it hits them. I can never go against Anton because he is successful in what he does. The fact that I can't do it, hey, my truck has super single wheels. It's not an 18 wheel. It's a 14 wheel. That's just the way it is. Or is it, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, it's a 14 wheel. I don't know how many wheels I got. Who knows? Who cares? Anton is an 18 wheel. He does what he does. Paul, Ask an Old Man. He's a 17 wheel. He does what he does. Then you have Poor Man's Podcast, another brother who's striving to help. He's younger than Anton. These are all creators who all mean the best. And I do not think they're out for the money. I do not think they're out for the glory. That's what I think. Follow them. If you think I'm full of shit, okay, maybe I am full of shit. Who knows? But I have a path to follow. My rubber meets my road, and this is how I drive it. I think it's a pretty good road, barring the mistakes. And I don't think the mistakes I made, I had to make. I chose to make them. I chose my first wife. I knew what she was. I chose my second wife. The flags were there. I love them both to this day, more than I should. And I will probably not be able to move further down a romantic road because of it. And it ain't from lack of trying. I'm talking about you. You know who you are. I was going to say your name. And I was like, no, I got trolls, so no. Wasn't from lack of trying. But if you can't throw the long pass, don't throw it. Doesn't matter how much you want to throw it. Don't throw it. And so I'm trying to think of someone else to, Raul from Please Act Right. He is another man who's my age, who is trying to make a difference. He doesn't seem to be doing it for the money. He doesn't seem to be doing it for the accolades. There are so many, and this is to you, Paul, there are so many older men who are trying to help the younger men, trying to stem the tide of rampant feminism, trying to get young men to not only step into their honor, step into their calling of honor, not some generic. There are many examples of how to have honor. I think if you're a young man and you listen to them all, you will come up with your own code. There is an anime, Hunter versus Hunter. And in this, when you get your special ability, it can be damn near anything you want. But you have to come up with rules for your special ability. And once you come up with those rules, you cannot change them. Those are the rules you play your game by. You made them. And you make them to your personality. Your honor is made to your personality, but it must be logical. And you must follow it. That being said, Poor Man's Podcast, Brother Means Well. Please act right. Brother Means Well. Ask an older man. Brother Means Well. Millionaire Morning Show, Anton Daniels. Brother Means Well. I know I'm leaving out people. Charles in Charge. And I've written him an email. Brother Means Well. Chantel, not a guy, but the sister means well. Pink Book Lessons. She means well. Take everything what people say as a grain of salt. But she has heart, and you see her heart. How she managed not to get married, I'm shocked. But I think she means well. I'm trying to think. I don't want to leave anyone out because I don't know how this is going to come out. The P word. He's in the UK. He is wrong about a lot of things. But the brother has heart. And when you have heart, no one's perfect. The only thing we can have is heart. And with heart, let that heart determine your honor. And between your heart and your honor, that's your rubber. When it hits the road, if it is solid and on sound formula, when you hit the road, the task at hand, you will weather the icy road. You will weather the wet road. You will weather off-road. You will weather hazardous road. You will be steel-belted, multiplied, self-sealing. You will be a tire of reckoning. And I like to think of myself as a tire of reckoning, but I waited a little late for that final formula. It's all good, though. Until I leave this earth, I'm here today. Here I stand. I can do no more. But in answer to Paul, this is what I can do. This is what I do. I say to Enrique, you're a good young man. You have plenty of heart. Try getting some honor to go with. To my son James, I am proud of you. You are a blockhead, and I love you for it. Because I don't understand your rubber. But damn it, your rubber has been rolling almost 40 years. And I have seen it trip. I have seen it fall. I have seen it make mistake after mistake. But one thing I've never seen your rubber do: fly apart. Even though I thought it should have. Damn it, it held together. I am proud of that. All of this rubber, all of this road, all of these wheels, or lack thereof. I can't say I'm proud of you, Enrique. I don't know you like that. But I can say I'm happy to know you. I can say I am proud of you, son. I can say I am so curious as to what your son, or one of your sons, this latest son, since you named him Leonidas, I am in wonder of what kind of rubber will Leonidas be. Will he stand in the gap? Will he hold strong with a small cohort of men, community? Will he hold that gap? Will he have a queen standing in support of his actions, proud of whatever he does. You named him Leonidas. You gave him that destiny. I did not. But you know what? Whether you go straight or crooked, James, you have never stopped moving. I'd like to shake you until your brain matter comes out of your ears. But you know what? In the end, I'm still holding out that you surpass me. I want you to surpass me. I want your grandchildren. I want my grandchildren, and in a sense, your grandchildren, to surpass us all. So, I may call you a lot of things, but I say here to the whole world, I'm proud of the fact that you never stopped moving, that your rubber never flew apart. I am telling you, do better. Do better. But for where you've gone, I'm amazed. Enrique, I don't know you like that. But I cannot impress upon you more that you have heart. Do better. You need logic. You need to form your sense of honor, your rules. They must be linear. You do too much 360 logic. You need to stop that. My son knows what I'm talking about. You need to stop. You have too bright a future to have such a loopy logic. So, this is to you. This is to people I don't know who I'm talking to. I am long-winded, but I am done. And peace to you all. May God bless me and correct where I went wrong. May God show me to better myself. May God make sure that the linear logic that I profess is going linear in the right direction. And may God have mercy on me if I lead anyone astray. And may He never give up on me, because my father has died. So may God never give up on me. I am not so arrogant as to think I cannot be corrected. And may God not suffer me with too many more demons in this world, too many more heretics in this world. May He always protect me from them like He always has. That's my prayer for me. That's my prayer for you, Enrique. That's my prayer for James. It's my prayer for Anton. My prayer for Paul. My prayer for Raul. My prayer for Poor Man's Podcast. I'm an ass. I can't remember your name, and I listen to you all the time. My prayer for Charles. My prayer for Chantel only changes in the fact that, oh, and Chantel and Pink Book Lessons, those are two different women. God's going to strike me. I don't know much about Pink Lessons or who she is, but may God bless her. My prayer for Chantel is different. No, I'm not proposing. You're not my type. But God, sheesh, some man would be the king. Well, he's already king. Some man will benefit 10,000-fold by a union with you. And you, who is already prospering, will prosper 10,000-fold by getting a companion of like mind such as yourself. I know you've said in off comments that you messed up. May God forgive it. May you accidentally run into the brother that will increase you tenfold. May the brother to be enhanced by knowing you accidentally run into you. And I pray that neither one of you are so hard-headed and blind and arrogant, either one of you. I pray that you notice each other. I pray that you see each other. And I pray that you recognize and join together and go forward from there. That's my prayer for you, Shannon. For the rest of you, I'm getting back to, I'm gonna, there are no words. God bless you.